Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's your boy Herc in the building once again, and we're here with another episode of the Come On Man podcast, Ep.9, Season 2. And we got a special one, a special and spiritual, great one episode. I don't know how you want to call it, but it's going to be dope. This man here is super open-minded. Like, he's so open-minded he can see through space. Anytime he's a lover of truth and very super spiritual. My boy King Solomon, how you doing, my boy?
The man, the myth, the legend.
how you feeling, man?
I feel great, man. Just got done with the workout.
Okay.
Now we chilling.
Okay, you just chilling, man. Man, I got a banger question for you.
Yeah, what's up?
You're a banger. I do that for every guest. And your banger question is, where is your happy place?
I think happiness comes from fulfillment, right? So like whatever. So I think people have a misconception of happiness. I think happiness comes from whenever you push yourself beyond what you're comfortable of, and that satisfaction of you knowing that you went beyond your comfort zone. I think that's what happiness is, right? So like, a lot of the times whenever people talk about happiness, there's two types, right? If you like study Stoicism, Stoicism, they had the idea of people of eudaimonia,
right?
Or the idea of like chasing fulfillment rather than pleasure, because people confuse pleasure with happiness.
Really?
And to me, that's delusional, right? When you chase pleasure, that could be the end of a man. But when you chase fulfillment, that's the evolution of a man.
Damn.
Right.
Okay, dang. Okay, King Solomon coming through. Yeah, it is facts. It is facts, man. And just it looked like you just got done working out. Like, how was your workout?
I was smooth, bro. I always have a good time.
How's your fitness life? How's the fitness
everywhere? Like, I feel like I have a white belt mentality when I go into the gym.
Yeah,
because like I'm there all the time, right? So like I just observe people, and people have their own paradigms. So like there's so many paradigms within the idea of fitness. So like, I observe people who try to optimize for strength, for longevity, for whatever it is. I just try to learn from everybody, right? So there's some moments when I want to feel like Mike Tyson and be a killer, right? I'm sure you've seen that. And then there's some moments where like, you know what? Let me get as strong as humanly possible. And then, you know what? Let me just try to develop muscles, right? So at the end of the day, it's just a human body. So like whatever my mind's at, my spirit's at, that's what I'm just gonna go pursue, right? Now I do have my arcs where like, all right, we're in the strength arc, like you, right? Or like, okay, now I'm in my ninja mode. Let me get flexible and loose and be like water, right? So just enjoying the process.
Okay, no, I seen you doing like everything, like you doing boxing, kickboxing, you doing like yoga, you doing powerlifting, bodybuilding.
Well, I put it in perspective, right? I had a conversation with myself, and I'm like, okay, if this was a jungle, who would be superior, right? Like for real, like if this was a jungle, which bodybuilding, powerlifting, like what is superior? And then I came to the realization, we do this to try to become the apex within nature, right? So like it's in our biology to try to push ourselves to achieve something that's in ourself that's trying to manifest into existence, right? And I think that's what like deep down why we all love fitness. That's in the fitness space, right? To push yourself beyond where you're at and become who you know you're supposed to be.
Okay.
Right. It's very uncomfortable, but there's a fulfillment to that, and that's where the happiness lies to the man that's willing to suffer. You know what I mean?
So so when it comes to fitness, I know a lot of people try to get into it, and then they get that first taste of that pain and that suffering, and then they back off and like, no, I'm gonna just go the easy route. How can you have people finish? Keep pushing through to go through that route of pain and suffering to get to the goal, to get to their fitness goal.
It's funny you say that because there's pain either way, right?
Oh yeah.
So there's pain of you actually evolving, because you got to die to your old self to become your new self, and a lot of times it's very uncomfortable.
Damn.
Or
okay.
Or it's the pain of many men live quiet life of desperation, right? So that pain, and two, like they're like they feel like losers, or not where they want to be. They're not manifesting and becoming who they know deep down when they look in the mirror and their own self, who they're meant to become, right? So it's whether what pain are you gonna like follow, right?
Right.
You want to be like, all right, I'm gonna go through the suffering and become who I know I'm supposed to become, or I'm gonna look in the mirror and be like, damn, I know I'm meant for more, right? So it's whatever pain you want to follow.
That's
you know
true.
What I mean? It's like you can't avoid pain in life. It's just having the mentality to overcome the obstacle in your way.
Yeah, but they do have people that try to avoid pain, like their whole their whole life is like, oh, I need to avoid pain.
But look at them though. Look at them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Do you want to live a life like that?
No.
Hell nah. I know we don't. But,
No.
You know, in reality, there are people like that who like try to avoid growth. Because, you know, suffering to me is growth. Like, I love suffering. I embrace it. Like, I'm like, what sucks? Because obviously I need to overcome it. Right? And that version of me that overcomes it is an evolved version of myself.
Yeah.
So, like, I love pushing myself beyond my psychological, physiological, even spiritual level, because that person that I become is on a whole nother level.
Right.
And that's what life's about. It's about leveling up in the game of life. Like, just keep on evolving.
Okay,
You know
man.
what I mean?
Yeah, man. So, Sullivan, man, how did you get to this person? Like, what, like, can you give me just a little short version? Like, how did it King Solomon became about?
Okay, to summarize it. When I was younger, I went through a lot of. I mean, everyone goes through life, right? Hardship, whatever. But the cool thing about me is I've always been intelligent, not necessarily wise, but intelligent.
Yeah.
So I've always been an observer, learner, analyzer, and So my father got locked up when I was like 12. So like, and this was before I started working out. Like, I didn't have no sense of direction. I didn't know what was what. Just a small little kid who's trying to figure out this life thing, right?
Yeah, you were just lost,
right? Exactly, right. I'm just trying to navigate myself and try to figure out who I am, and right. So it was like, okay, cool. Going through life, I started learning from everybody from like the OGs on the block, you know, because I grew up, you know, in ghetto area.
Yeah, in the hood.
So the OGs will put me on game and I'll listen.
Yeah.
Right. So it started off right there, and then I started coming across people that like are high achievers, and they seen a lot of me, right? Because they see my curiosity and my open-mindedness and my ability to learn, analyze, observe, adjust, you know, just adjust myself accordingly, right?
All right.
And they started putting me on game, you know, and I just rest and repeat until I molded myself and I designed my own paradigm. And then I eventually decided what was the most important thing in life, which is truth, right? Because, you know, spirituality, people think I'm spiritual. I don't think I'm spiritual.
No, man, you're super spiritual. Like I be coming in like, hey, peace, love, and positivity, my brother. I'm like, whoa, hold on now.
Well, I'm gonna tell you why I don't look at myself as spiritual. I'm so spiritual. I'm not spiritual, and what I mean by that, there's a lot of woo woo. I'm not anti woo woo person, like the most anti woo. And I'm gonna tell you the difference between that. I'm a conscious person.
Right.
I'm a conscious human being. I'm a truthful human being. Right. It got to the point of my spiritual evolution where I even seen the flaws in spirituality, and I'm like, okay, well, there's a lot of people who are very delusional and disconnected with life, trying to mask themselves as connected to life, right? I'm a very rational, practical human being, as well as quote unquote spiritual and connective and intuitive, right?
Right.
So that balance is great because that allows me to see, okay, this is the practical reality, then there's a meta reality, and then that's when I started getting into like consciousness and like God and higher self and universal oneness. And I'm like, oh. Okay.
So you was like molding yourself little by little.
Well, I would say my higher self was through situations.
Yeah.
Right.
Hard experiences and stuff.
I think that's life. I think that's the university.
And you're like you said, it's growth.
It's growth and evolution, right? And
right.
I feel like God is in every situation, and God is the greatest teacher, which is life.
Oh, amen, my brother. Yeah, no, that's good. And then by all those trials and tribulations, King Solomon came out of it.
Yeah, like look at Hercules, right? He went through all the trials and tribulations, the labors, and what happens at the end? He becomes a god.
Yeah. No, that's freaking dope, man. I just like, yeah, man, just hearing your name is like super powerful.
Yeah. So let's talk about that, right?
Yeah.
So Solomon is my middle name. My for those who don't know, my first name is Jesse, right? But I did want to talk about that with you. So you go by Hercules.
Yeah, no, my real name, listeners, is Alan Michael Oliver.
So let's talk about that. So I was thinking about alter egos, but I don't think that's an alter ego. I think Hercules and Solomon is like an invocation for our authentic self, right? So when we get in tune with the vibration spirit of Hercules or Solomon invokes a truer version of ourselves that allow us to live an authentic, our authentic self to manifest through us, right? Like our it's like Clark Kent turns into Superman, or Goku turns into Kakarot and becomes a Super Saiyan. Like, that's how I honestly look at it. You know what I mean?
But it does make sense. It makes sense
for real. When you put on like Hercules, like just strength, right? And that's who you are at the moment,
right?
Like it's reality, right? So I feel like I was having a conversation with my higher self and my heart, and I was thinking about that. I'm like, the thing about King Solomon. I'm like, is that my alter ego? And then my higher self steps in, like, no, Jess is your alter ego. I am the true self. And I paused and I sat, because I'm like, wow, that is true, right? That's more my authentic self.
Right.
I'm giving permission for the authentic self to manifest through me, because there's a quote, before you be, first you must become. Right. So a lot of people live quiet lives of desperation because they're not living their authentic self. That's it.
And do you believe that everybody needs to live like in the authentic self?
You have to. I mean, you have to. If you don't, then you're not living to your true potential. Because that potential self is what we're all seeking. And that's where fulfillment comes from, is the suffering to become our authentic self, or to live an authentic life that is true to you and only you.
Damn. Okay. Damn. This is deep, man. This is deep. This is some deep stuff. What hold on. This is my son over there. This guy. I don't know. My bad. But besides the fitness life and everything, and the spiritual of King Solomon, just life in general, how's life been treating you?
That's good, bro. Honestly, I love life. Life loves me, and I'm just gonna keep on evolving and growing. So I have my own company. It's called Genesis.
Okay.
And obviously, there's a company named Genesis already, but I'm taking it over. Right. So, but the foundation of it is a biotech company. I'm so like big into the spirituality and consciousness and just evolution of self that I decided to build a company based on service of self evolution. Right. And that's the building block of everything, is just evolving the consciousness to the highest level. Because like if you study all religion, culture, let's study Buddha, Christ, and all of them, what's the commonality is their consciousness, right? They're so advanced in who they are that they left a ripple effect in humanity, and they build like structures and architect to worship these people because they're the quote unquote embodiment of God. Right. So I'm building a company based on the evolution of self, so that's the commonality of people, right? Like that next level of human development evolution. Like I'm trying to figure out how to package that in a way that's universally applied to everybody. Right? So life's good because I'm living a purposeful life.
Okay. No, that's good, man. That's good that you have a mission and that your business Genesis is up and running.
Genesis came to me a long time ago, and you asked me like, how did this even start? It was the day that came to me, because it came to me like I was channeling like a motherfucker. Like I was having revelation after revelation, and then the same night I'm like, I had a eureka moment. I'm like, I just seen the future. Like I was so like, my consciousness was speeding up so much that I started like seeing the future. I started seeing visions of the potential highest reality of humanity. And then my company came to me, Genesis, and it just like kept echoing. I'm like, what is this, right? Like it chose me. I didn't choose it. Like, a lot of the time when you build something, like, like you get in tune with the frequency, and then like you can't help but stop thinking about it. It's like, and I think that's the same principle that the pyramids happen, right? Like those people got in tune with like some type of higher frequency that told them to build this, like build it. And, rationally, like people that are not in tune with it, like, what are you doing? Like, oh, I'm putting a pyramid, right? That's the same thing. Like I'm trying to build something that's ahead of its time that people can't understand, but it's not for everybody, it's for me. Right. And I just got to make it happen. And then people are like, oh, wow, like he was a visionary this whole time. You know what I mean?
No, that's pretty dope, man. Yeah. So, so when it comes to life, like how do you make the most out of it? Or how, if you was like sharing it with another person, how would you tell the other person to make the most out of their life?
I would say life's a reflection of you. To a beautiful person, life is beautiful. To an ugly person, life is ugly. To a boring person, life is boring. To an excited person, life's exciting, right?
Right.
So you're just trying to make the most of yourself, because at the end of the day, it's just yourself. And I'll truly look at it. Like I study biology and I study like all that, and it came to the highest. Studying biology, I came to the highest level of spirituality, which is it's all self.
Right.
Cells, right? Cells communicate and they conversate, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's all one organism. And I look at the same thing with people, right? It's like the one self of God, nature, or whatever you want to call it. Like
Right.
it's all the same, right? So like life's a reflection of you, and every person, every situation is just a potential lesson to help you evolve into the next level.
Okay.
Right? So like if you want to make the most out of it, like just pursue truth of self, right? Know thyself.
Yeah. Do you believe anybody? Do you believe people are following their truth, or they just following a lie?
Both. I think everyone, like deep down, like we know what the truth is, but I feel like you get programmed subconsciously to have a paradigm and a structure that, contextualize your reality to live a lie. And then, like, you watched the movie The Matrix, right?
Yeah.
It's like before Neo became Neo, he was Mr. Anderson, and he was just living a regular life, right?
Right.
And then I don't know where he started, like he started seeing the synchronicities and like the White Rabbit, and then he came across Trinity, and like, you know what I mean? That's like to me the analogy is like truth, like higher self stepping in, and then he's like, wait a minute, something ain't right, like the reality's glitching, right? And then I feel like everyone has the opportunity to evolve, and the universe gives people the opportunity to ascend to their higher self. They just like got to be the hero of their own journey.
Man, yeah, they do got to be the hero of their own journey. Right. But people don't feel like they're their own hero. They feel like they're the victim, or they feel like they're.
No, that's a valid way to put it, because there's a quote that I heard from one of my teachers, and they're like, "You can't be a master and a victim at the same time, right? So you want to be the master of your life, full accountability, like everything's your fault." Yeah, that's a good thing, because when you put yourself in order, like Jordan Peterson said,
right,
like put yourself in order so you could put the world in order. Like then life starts becoming fun. You put the weight of the world on your shoulders, right, and you develop the strength.
So basically, taking full responsibility of your life.
1,000,000%. As simple and practical as that is, that's the highest level of spirituality.
But this world, man, they don't want to take responsibility. That responsibility is a big thing.
It is. That's what it means to the suffering.
Yeah,
right? Like you need to go through. That's what I think the analogy of Christ is, right? Like you put the weight of the world on his shoulder, but he was so pure and perfect that he ascended beyond the limitation of the human, faculty. Right. So like to me, it's the same analogy, right? Like when you put the weight of the world on your shoulder, you become Atlas and you're holding the world. You know what I mean? It's a very big responsibility to take everything on your shoulders, but I think it's the most noble thing to do in life, right? Right. The highest level of honor, right? That's when you become a king.
Yeah,
a true king.
Yeah, definitely a true king. And I want my listeners to like kind of like, anybody who's like struggling in life and they're trying to find a way to become their own superhero in some type of way.
Exactly.
But they're in a way they feel like they're kind of lost and they kind of misguided, because they're like, oh, is this the way of becoming a hero? But in reality, that's like the path of becoming a villain.
Well, I think you become a villain when you become a victim. When you take, master of your life, you become the hero of your story, right? And it's your story, so like you're trying to master your mind and the narrative you're telling yourself. So start with your own mind, and clean out your emotions so you can start seeing the truth of life. Because like me, I think what wisdom is knowing the truth of life. So when you're a lover of truth, you're a lover of wisdom, but you're also a lover of God. So all one and the same.
And then you're a lover of understanding.
Okay.
Okay. I'm getting it, man. I never knew this side of you, Solomon. So this is real dope to like experience this firsthand from you.
Just authentic, right?
Oh yeah.
No filters. You're just here, present now, truth.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Cat William vibes.
No, man. So what about society? What about what's going on with this society?
Oh, bro, it's like it's a matrix, but at the same time, it's like we're co-creating. Right? So like I could say it's a matrix, but then I'm giving away the power. So I would just say like we're co-creating this reality, but we gotta take back our power from these subconscious programmers. That's what I call them.
Okay.
Right. So they program your subconscious mind to live a story of fiction within the system. That's how I honestly look at it. Right. So like you start creating your own story. Like, okay, I am so and so. My job is so and so. I work 9 to 5, and that it's it. No. Negative. That's just a story, right?
Yeah.
So when you take full accountability, you can become whoever you want to be.
True.
Right? You can be if you put in the work and the action behind it, right? So at the end of the day, you could become whoever you want to be, but a lot of people choose to be a victim and play the role that they've been assigned. Right? It takes a lot of responsibility to create your own story.
Yeah.
It does, right? And a lot of people are not willing to take that responsibility role of being your own author and having authority over your own life.
Okay. And oh man,
Right.
it's giving me goosebumps, man. You coming with some facts. And so, what's your outlook, or what's your view of about men in society today?
So I feel like part of the whatever agents are in the matrix, they're trying to change the polarity of masculine and feminine, right? And you could just tell in the media, in politics, like, you know, the gender, like the fact that people are confused about their gender is a major red flag.
Right.
Like if you like, to me, it's very simple. It's not like you are whatever you want to believe. No, like you know, it's true in terms of concepts, right? You can become whoever you want to be when it aligns to your nature.
Right.
But there's an XX and an XY chromosome, right?
Yeah.
And we're all the children of God, right? But like, it's man and woman. And, you know, it's just the positive is negative. And that's just facts. It's reality.
That's just what it is. That's just what
right?
it is.
So I feel like the state of people nowadays is that they're programming the youth to blend the gender roles, and you know, the women are becoming masculine and masculine is becoming feminine. Like the men are becoming feminine.
Yeah. So
right?
Do you believe the Matrix is taking out masculinity?
Oh, 100%. I mean, yes, you could just observe it, right? It's a system. So the system is trying to change the polarity, because it's kind of like a battery, right?
Yeah.
Where human beings are like, or we have voltage, we have energy, we have life to us, right? But when you confuse and transform the polarity in the human body, it disrupts the whole law of nature, right? And then that's when things try to crumble, or like, because it's like, it's very simple. Nature is masculine and feminine. Right? Like, you know what I mean? Like, just don't cross those boundaries. But, you know, as you confuse the subconscious by these programmings, it's like, now people don't even know who they are, and they don't know who they are. It's so easy to control them.
Yeah.
Right? Like, people are so like caught up on that bullshit when they're forgetting about their purpose in life and what we really need to focus on, which is, you know what I mean? That kind of shit's hard.
Yeah, it is. I know, man. And is there like a way for men, like, who's confused about who they are as a person, like, what I'm trying to find the word. Is there a way for men to come back into masculinity?
Masculinity.
Yeah, masculinity.
Yeah, God.
What advice would you give a man that's like lost, that's trying to come back and to become a man?
Know thyself.
Know thyself?
Know thyself. Like Socrates, like you know nothing. Like just come to the understanding that the foundation of reality is a lie. Right. And you know, the male ego hates that, right? It's like, I know I'm right, and you know, this is my way, and you know what I mean? Like, I'm like, bro, like, be a learner, be a listener. And we're all masculine and feminine within us. I just want to like correct that. But it's like, as a man, you just want to like master the polarity within yourself.
Right.
In order to do that, you need to know thyself. When you know thyself, you know the truth. And when you know the truth, you can see the lies through everything. Like, real lies see real lies. Right?
Yeah. No, that's true. That's true, man. It's just, I know society right now is kind of jacked up in a way.
Which is, you know, how I look at it, everything is transient, right? So I don't even look at like positive or negative when it comes to that context.
No,
right?
no.
It's like when you have full authority over yourself, like you could be the influence for the great positive and great change, right? By you becoming your authentic self, and that high vibration would transform the energy field of everyone that you come across, right?
Right.
If everyone was focused on like becoming real and genuine, and you know, just becoming who, you know, living their purpose, I feel like the world will change.
Yeah.
Because your world will change, right? Like
Yeah.
Andy said, be the change you want to see in the world, right? So
Right.
like, just transform. Forget about try to change the world. Like just change yourself, and that person that you become will automatically change the world because that's how you manifest in the world.
Right.
You're co-creating.
Right. That makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah, man. I know for the listeners, it can be hard sometimes to figure out what's going on with the world today, and basically society is kind of topsy turvy. But as Solomon said, be thyself. That's
Know thyself.
know thyself.
Yeah.
See, know thyself,
and become that person, the authentic self.
Yeah, and basically become that person that you know who you are. It can be hard sometimes, but if you can find the guidance and find the belief in God that everything's gonna be all right, then everything's gonna be all right.
Like Kendrick said, everything's gonna be all right.
Yeah, man. So and you was talking about reality, like what reality is actually about, like what real. I'm mixing on my words.
Yeah, you're good.
What reality is, like what's the actual?
So I like to say it's like a video game, or it's a game, right? And so to me, the universe or reality is like an infinite game, and it's made up of infinite finite games. And what I realized is, like, if you look at yourself as a child, then life is nothing but games that you can play in every aspect of the way, right? So everything you dedicate your time to, you start to master that aspect of life or the game, right? So it's a big old game made up of little games. So like you get to choose what game you want to play, and that's gonna have experience points, and then you start to become or master that game, right? So a lot of the times people start off open, and that's a beautiful thing about a child. They have the potential to become anything.
Right.
That's the superpower. They could become anything, right? But we live in a system that tries to program the subconscious mind to become somebody, just one universal person, right? Like as human beings, we're multidimensional. We're supposed to explore. We're supposed to go through adversity in different aspects of life and evolve based on that adversity. But a lot of times they're programmed to become a character within the system. I suggest
kind of like an NPC.
NPC for sure. You ever talk to an NPC? Like it's so weird. They're like automated, like program responses.
Yeah. No,
you know like I talk to them all the time. I'm like, have a great day.
Yeah.
Right. So, which I'm very understanding, because I understand when you lose your how do you say your the power within yourself to create your own life, you start to just be automatic because you become subconsciously, it's an algorithm. So you got to free yourself from your idea of yourself, which is very hard to do because that goes into the realm of enlightenment and like just dying before you die so you can become truly liberated and live an authentic life, right? Like you got to know nothing, like Socrates would say. And then once you're in that state like a child, then you start to live, how do you say, a very vibrant, truthful life that is so freeing and enlivening because you understand that you have all the power to live the life you want to live.
Right.
You just got to go through the suffering to level up in the XP points to develop yourself in that way. Right? So before you be, first you must become. I love that saying because I live by that. That's pure evolution.
Right.
Itself, right? Like you could have a superhero version of yourself and always have that in mind and fall back on, and like that future version of myself is who I'm chasing, like Matthew McConaughey said.
All right. Facts. Nah, yeah, man. And do you have like any advice for men?
Yeah, just honestly, I think what we need, and it's very ancient, is stoicism.
Stoicism, what's that?
Stoicism, like just being a man's man, like just falling in love with wisdom and truth and the principle of being a man, like, just forgetting. It's a philosophy for men, or I could say women too, but prompt men to. I love Marcus Aurelius, and I think he was like the pinnacle of it. Just being diligent when you need to be diligent, a very unattached, a lover of wisdom and truth, a philosopher of a man. Right? Like you question everything, you seek truth. Are you doing the right thing? Are you an example? Like, are you try to understand truth and you try to embody it and you try to do the right thing in life.
Right.
And I think that when you try to do that, everything's gonna be all right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you start to become a leader because like life requires you to be a leader, and you understand that.
And then and to acquire those skills, you have to go through the suffering and the journeys of life.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
To become a man's man.
Exactly. Like there's a book called the Way of the Superior Man.
Right.
And like it's like, to me, it's stoicism. Like it's like, and that's what men are lacking nowadays, because there's like so like, you know, they want to go, quote unquote, go party and, you know, just be in the Lulu land.
Yeah.
I've been saying that all day today. And like people are in
What's the definition of Lulu for you?
Delulu?
Yeah, to Lulu.
Delusional.
Delusional. Okay. Oh, that's just a shorter version.
I'm like, damn, these. I was saying earlier, these girls are in the Lulu land.
The Lulu.
I've just been saying that all day.
Dude, that's your catchphrase. Hey man, them boys, the Lulu right there.
Really, like, because they're so disconnected from the truth of reality that they choose to live in the sanctuary of their own ignorance, right? And
Damn.
Ignorance is bliss. So
ooh, that's Kendrick Lamar right there,
that's
man.
what I'm saying.
God damn, man. I hear you, man. This is it. Yeah, but it's out. I'm trying. You know, a lot of men are trying to just find their way back.
Right, which my business is about Genesis.
Right.
Right, which means origin. That's the definition of Genesis, meaning know thyself, know God. Know that. I feel like if I could say one thing that like really resonated home, is just the pursuit of truth, not the pursuit of happiness, the pursuit of truth. And when you pursue truth, man, like when you try to be authentic and a real and genuine human being, like, all right, who am I? Why am I here? Where am I at? Like when you start to ask those type of questions, it's like, okay, now your reality starts dissolving, because like, wait a minute, who really am I? Like, why are any of us here? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
It starts to put it in perspective, and then now you start finding your purpose and like why you're here and what you need to be doing, and now you start focusing up.
Yeah,
right? You start like, I mean, so for real, like that's what we're missing nowadays is focus. Sheer willpower of focus
and discipline.
Discipline, right? Discipline is doing what you need to do so you can become who you know you need to become. Right. So like, just, you know, before you be, first you must become. So you got to know thyself before anything.
I got you, man. Yeah, that's crazy. And with all that being said, that people that need the people that are lost and fight to find themselves, that will, how you say it, will thyself?
Know thyself.
Know thyself. And people who trying to know thyself and try to get the guidance of God and everything.
Exactly.
You know,
God is real. I'll just say that. God is like the highest version of the
oneness. He is real. He is real.
Like he makes up everything. That's why he's everywhere. Like, you know, there's a part in the Bible, cut a piece of wood and I am there. Right? Like it's just pure consciousness, and God is infinite consciousness. That's why he's like omniscience, omnipresence, and omnipotent. If I'm just going to be authentic, right? Like I could speak like this because I'm just very authentic and real. I just say it how it is. I'm not trying to like, you know, try to like say special words to try for the ego to understand. I'm just trying to say it how it is.
That's understandable, because it seems like you read a lot, you read up on the facts, you try to get as much knowledge as possible. So when you talk, they be like, man, this they feel like this guy knows too much.
Well, the funny thing is, I really don't even read that much no more, bro. I just like meditate and try to pursue truth, because I let life be my greatest teacher. Because God is my greatest teacher.
Yeah,
like
God is real.
God is the one that instruct those people to write those books. Right. So I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna listen to silence, right, and just get my heart in alignment with truth. Like I'm a lover of truth. Like that's my biggest thing, and I think that's what makes me special, because like, I would just pursue what is real within the world of the Lulu.
Lulu.
Right. And I feel like that's what society is. Like, it's like a paradigm, you know, it's like it programs your paradigm so you can live a false sense of reality. But when you try to pursue truth, you like, now your reality starts dissolving, and then you start getting into the movie The Matrix. And like, okay, red pill with blue pill. I choose red pill, not overdose on the red pill.
Oh my! So do you feel like people like is intimidated by you when you speak like the truth?
I hear it all the time. I'm like, bro, I'm just being little old me.
Yeah,
like I intimidate you.
yeah, because they feel like you know too much. Like
I hear
like
it
you
all the time.
like they feel like you more. you're more on the side of truth than delulu.
What was the lie within them, right?
Yeah.
the lie is scared. The devil is scared of God.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm all about God.
Yeah, no, yeah, I see that.
David and Goliath. Like I love God so much. Like God uses me, and I guess like the lies when somebody or what is real will prevail and prosper, right? And like the devil is shaken from the truth because it starts bringing light.
Yeah.
Right. So I think that intimidation is the light coming into the darkness, and it's just that feeling of intimidation because like, wow, like he's actually bringing something that I've been avoiding my whole life.
Ooh, damn. No, that's how I feel. I feel like just how your conversations be going with other people. You just telling them truth, and they just like, whoa, it's like, hey, because they see you're delulu. You're not delusional, and you're like you're woke, and you're like, whoa, okay, he's seeing too much. Like,
yeah, no, I hear it all the time. Like, I'm like, luckily I don't care, right? like I know kung fu like Neo in the Matrix,
right?
Like I know how to like mentally like da 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 da.
Yeah, you know your stuff,
right? So, but I gotta be mindful though because I've seen how the system works through people, and it's like I understand it's not people that try to attack me when I speak the truth. It's the agents within them, and I just try to free them from the Matrix by telling the truth and nothing but the truth. And I guess that like intimidates the system because then I started going against the the programmers of the Matrix that try to like, all right, you gotta live in society, you play your position, give us all your life experience, live a mediocre life and die. And I'm like, no, I know I'm a child of God. I am here for greatness, and I'm here to manifest the kingdom of heaven. Like that's how I honestly look at it, and I receive all the abundance of the universe. And, I know why I'm here, and no one else is going to tell me that. Who they think I am. I know that I am that I am.
Yeah.
Right?
that is true. That is true. Man, this is a good conversation, man. It's a lot of truth and facts. And the listeners going to be like, man, what is going on? I'm learning too much.
Stay woke.
Stay woke, yeah.
It's not for the weak.
Yeah, man. So... yeah, your belief in God is super high.
Oh, I love it. Right? Like,
yeah,
I love God. Like, it's the only thing to really pursue, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what is higher than God?
Nobody.
Exactly. So you must become nobody so you could really embrace God
and be God's child.
Exactly, which is who you truly are. Right?
Yeah.
Like that, we are children of God. That's how I honestly look at it.
Right.
And that's like the highest vibrational, authentic self. Right, like then you start becoming like Jesus, like I and the Father are one. Thy will be done at mine, right? And that's when you start to become a vessel for God, right? And I honestly look at it: you got to dissolve your ego, who you think you are, say become who you truly are.
Right. Yeah. With the people right now in society, do you think they're avoidant to become a vessel to God?
Not intentionally, but I feel like because they live in the system.
Because I ain't trying to cut you off. Because we both know that God gave us a gift. God gave us a mission to do what we need to do on this earth and do God's plan.
Exactly.
And I feel like they get the plan, they look at it and like, nah, I'm gonna just go on this life.
That's where you gotta have the courage to face yourself. Like, try to sit in the room by yourself with no distraction. That is one of the hardest things to do.
True.
So you know what people are going to do? Go into the Lululand. Right?
Yeah.
Right? So like that's what I'm saying. Just sit with the truth. And man, the truth will set you free. That's literally what it means. The truth will set you free. The truth of who you are will set you free from your ego, your story. So you go from story mode to God mode.
Right.
Like if it's a video game.
Right. And so to help our listeners, to help any man that's trying to get closer to God, what would be your advice to help them get closer to God?
Be righteous and truthful. That's very simple. Like I just, when you try to know yourself, you try to know truth.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's very truthful of being righteous.
Righteous. Like to me, righteousness for a man is everything. That's like just a character thing, man. Like when you're righteous, you try to do the right thing all the time.
Yeah.
And that says a lot about your heart.
Yeah.
Right? Like I try to retain a pure heart as much as possible. like I think I'm naturally a pure person, but like just spending time in the system, it was like, oh, try to corrupt me, but like that's when the truth will prevail within me, right? I'm like, let me just stay focused on God and God's plan and obey the natural laws of the universe,
Right.
right? That like I don't believe in man-made laws. Like I'm a very anti, law person. But when it comes to God, it's like obedient to God, meaning just understanding how the universe really works and nature really works,
Right.
right? And when you look at it like that, it's like, okay, being righteous is doing right by God, right? Because God is always watching
He's always
within you and through the person that you're interacting with.
Yeah.
So God is everywhere.
Yeah,
So
man. Yeah, I think it's hard for people. Like they have the mission plan, the blueprints from God.
It's in their DNA. Like I just say,
And it's like they're not, like you said, they're not intentionally, they're not avoiding it intentionally, but they're like avoiding it because they want to live in a lie, the Lululand of putting money in your face,
right,
and
right.
half naked women and stuff, like distractions.
Well, I'll put it to you like this: they try to control your chakra system by like programming you to live in a certain energy field in your body, right? And that's what the symbolisms will do to you, right? Like that's why you gotta like detach from the symbolization of life, because like when you have full authority over yourself, that means that you are controlling your own state of being, right? And whenever like these stimulus will send signals into your subconscious, and then it's gonna trigger a response in you. So when you take full accountability, like you're not controlled by the earthly world. You're so in tune with God that nature will start flowing through you naturally, right? Because like you're not in the lower energy field of their body. You're more like in a higher like heart chakra, or like you're more of an intellect or your third eye. So like those are what's acting in your body rather than the lower frequency of like half naked women that try to like stimulate so your consciousness is
to take you off your chakra,
right? You know what I mean? It's like when you're in tune with God, it's like such a high vibrant life that you start becoming magnetic and start vibrant, and that's what people get intimidated by. Me, it's like just a life force that I possess sometimes.
You got too much light. They're like whoa,
and it ain't going away.
No, that's a good thing, man. Like every time I see you and I'm around you, you're just pouring out positivity. You're pouring out high vibrations, like crazy vibrations, and a lot of people don't like that good vibrations. Like your vibration is like freaking high.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate it.
No, it's all true, man. And it's like, and I see people you react with, they kind of like, they're trying their best to smile and be super positive and try to keep the same energy.
My wavelength.
Yeah, try to keep your wavelength, but your wavelength is so high. They like, oh man, he's up there.
Well, what it is just God. I'm just pursuing God. Like, what's higher than God, right? Right. So like, I'm just a lover for God, and I just try to meet God, and like God is all the way up there. I'm like, yeah, I'm trying to talk to you, God.
Yeah, man, and and I know you interacting with people that don't have those same vibrations. They just kind of dead, and they're like, oh, hey, what's up, Solomon, blah, blah, blah.
So I read this quote by Marcus Aurelius. He was the emperor of the Roman Empire. Like, I think the greatest like king of all time.
Right.
Like the embodiment of the philosopher king within Plato's analogy for the perfect king. So he said that when you arise, know that you will meet the deceitful, the hate people, basically people that have ill characters and all that, greet them all with a smile. And I live by that because I realize not everyone's righteous. Actually, most people are not righteous, right? But it's my position in the universe to be righteous, to try to do good. And if you do wrong, know the truth that you did wrong, adjust it properly, and just do right. Right? And like just being moldable to life. That's why I always have a white belt mentality. Like, I understand that my vibration is so high at times that I start bringing so much light that it can intimidate people that are stuck in the matrix. But I'm just trying to be like Moses and free them from like the Egyptian ball.
That's what's up. Yeah, no, hey, you on your mission plan. You're doing God's mission, man.
Glory to God.
You're doing God's plan for real, man. I appreciate you everything that you do, man. I appreciate you for being the man that you are.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Just everything positive about you. Stay who you are.
Stay groovy.
Stay groovy. Don't be in the Lululand.
Facts.
And just you're always you, man. So I can't tell you what to do because you King Solomon.
Stay on the path.
So Man, oh man. Okay. So yeah, we knocked out everything. It's good conversation, good energy, good vibrations. So do you have any positive affirmation to give the to the masses of men that are
Yeah, sure.
listening?
Yeah, sure. In terms of affirmation, I always say this when I arise. Like, it's a very simple like affirmation I do.
Mm-hmm.
So it goes like this: like, I know who I am in truth, I know what I am in truth, and I know how I serve in truth. And then I just tell myself, like, I am here, I'm here, I'm here. And like I say that to myself, and I know what that means. Like, I know my authentic self. I am here to embody my authentic self, to walk in my authentic self, to be my authentic self.
Right.
And my authentic self is a vessel for God, and he just wants to bring the truth in every person I come across.
Okay. All right. Yeah. And then what's your last special message to the masses? Like, what's your greatest advice to give to the masses of men?
Oh, it's simple. Tell the truth, walk in the truth, and be the truth.
Okay. Hey,
Let the truth be known.
let the truth be
What
known.
is real will prosper. I promise.
And get out of the Lululand.
Get out of the loop.
Man, listeners, I hope you made it this far. I hope you listened to the conversation. This is a dope conversation, dope episode. I appreciate you coming out.
I appreciate you invited me.
Yeah, no problem, man. And man, I don't know what to say. I'm just like, no, but listeners, man, I appreciate you. Appreciate you giving us your ears, giving us your time. King Solomon, appreciate you giving us your time and traveling out. Hey, everything that you're trying to do in life, get out of the Lululand, get out of the Matrix. Everything's gonna be all right. Stay positive, stay close to God, because God is gonna lead you in the right direction in everything that you do.
You're right. God is your greatest teacher, and your greatest teacher is life. It's
Oh
one and
yeah.
the same.
Oh yeah.
It's
Yeah.
one and the same.
So, like over there, they say with God, all things is possible.
And it's
Yeah. Yeah. So it's a lot, man. So listeners, man, stay close to God, stay true to you. Don't get lost in the sauce, and stay out of the Lululand. Until then, peace, love, and positivity. And we're out.
Salam.
Salam.